Hey, what's going on, everyone? Swinging Bull here with PB Alerts, and welcome to another earnings stream. Today, not too big of companies, but Franklin Covey, ticker symbol FC, and then we have ZENV, ticker symbol ZENV. Franklin Covey, that's ticker FC. They're in professional and business education, and ZENV is in software and IT services. I believe ZENV is supposed to report any minute now. We'll see. It's 4 p.m. Eastern now. Regular session is closed. And Franklin Covey reports at, let me just take a quick look here, 4:15 p.m. Eastern. So we should get ZENV first, and then we'll get FC. The forecast for Franklin Covey for EPS is negative 0.08. The forecast for revenue is 67.3 million, and FC, they were trading above their anchor VWAP, just under 25 bucks. Their anchor VWAP's probably around like $22 a share, but they closed the regular session at $24.05, kind of basically just flat on the day. And they're sitting here in after hours waiting on the earnings data. Going into the earnings, FC had a PE of 42.5. Not sure if that's on the high end or not. We can cross check that later. Their EPS was nice and positive 1.3. Very small free float, just 10 million free float. So it doesn't really take a lot of volume to move this stock. Getting some movement right now on FC. Just wanted to check some of their financials real quick. Income statement. You know, some quarters are profitable, some quarters are not profitable. So kind of mixed there. Let's see, debt to asset 67%. That's not bad. They got about 40 million in cash and equivalents. Let's go back to the chart again. So getting some really crazy flicker, some wick action here with this candle. This is a 5-minute chart. Let me go 1 minute. Let's see. Okay, yeah, 1 minute kind of looks the same. Duco on Discord says, hello, Mr. Bull. Hello, Nikki. What's going on today, sir? Hope you're having a good week so far. It's Wednesday. Just got a half day tomorrow. Markets close at 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, and then, of course, Friday, the markets close. Dugo says, look at that end-of-day push. Let's take a look. Yeah, look at that. It's a 5-minute chart on SPY. Q's kind of did the same thing. So, yeah, what a bullish day we had today. I mean, if it wasn't for the sell-off in pre-market, would have been a lot more greener than it was, but SPY ended the day 0.44% green. Triple Q's ended the day 0.69% green. So nice and bullish today. If you bought calls in the morning, you could have just held those most of the day, probably just move your stop up along the way. Let's go back to FC real quick. Trading view chart looks a bit sloppy, lots of gaps everywhere. ZENV's chart, it's just a couple little dots. It's not clean at all. So we both a little bit cleaner. But FC sitting at $25 a share right now. But the spread between the bid and ask is pretty wide right now. So I wouldn't put a lot of weight on this price action it's having right now. I got it on the 1-minute chart. But again, FC's not going to report for another 10 minutes. So we're kind of just waiting on ZENV. And to my understanding, they're supposed to report at 4, but nothing's really going on right now. So let me check their investor relations page and see exactly when they're supposed to be reporting. Okay, let's take a look. ZENV Investor Relations homepage. Okay, and also they're not doing their earnings webcast until tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. So if anyone was interested in ZENV's earnings web call, I'll put that link on the bottom of my screen. And give me 1 second here. Okay, so there's the link that'll get you to ZENV's earnings web call. And when you get to that, get to that website, you can see right here on the homepage, there's just a pop-up. And it just says after the market close for the earnings data release. So I'm not quite sure exactly what time they're going to report. Sometimes it's at 4, sometimes it's at 4:05, sometimes it's at 4:15, sometimes it's at 4:30. Where are they from? Okay, they're located in Brazil. Okay, so that's probably why there's not really an accurate time on when they're reporting, because they're located in Brazil. So, but anyways, let me go back here just for a second. There we go. And but yeah, once you get to that link, you can see earnings release Wednesday, July 2nd, which is today, after market close, so no specific time. But then the actual earnings webcast, it's actually not till tomorrow, July 3rd at 10 a.m. Eastern. You can just click here to register and you'll be all set there. So still waiting on ZENV's earnings data. We should get it anytime now. And more specifically, let's see what they do. So they're engaged in the technology sector. The firm develops communications platform focused on customer experience, dedicated to companies and their end customers. The platform provides solutions for marketing campaigns, sales teams, customer service and engagement, enabling creation of surveys, sending bulk notification. Yeah, so definitely, in the software and IT, kind of like business management sector, if you will. And let's just look at their investor relations page. So 22 years. Okay, they have over 10,000 customers. They're saying they're global, but located in Brazil and Latam. Okay, yeah, they're located in Brazil, the Cayman Islands, Mexico, and Argentina is where looks like that's where their locations are. All right, yeah, didn't know that. So just a little bit of info about who ZENV is and what kind of company and like what they do and stuff like that. Obviously a penny stock, so I'm not going to be too surprised if their financials or fundamentals are poor. PE ratio at 43 seems a bit high for a penny stock, but EPS is negative. I figured that. They got a low float too, 11 million. Have they done any reverse splits at all? Or they basically just been hanging out down here for a while? I mean, they've been in the $1 to $2 range for like 3 years. They popped out of the $3 range for a little bit there, but interesting stock. Obviously pretty risky though, because it kind of fell off a cliff after it got IPO'd, became a penny stock for a while there, and it's been kind of volatile lately. So very interesting, but not something I would personally invest in. I'm more of a conservative trader. Let's see here. I got someone on Twitch. Is that a Bloomberg feed or is there a cheaper individual version? Not sure what you're referring to. I got, this info I was going over earlier. This is just their investor relations page. The platform I'm on right now is the desktop version of Webull. And then, of course, I also use TradingView a lot. But still waiting on earnings data for ZENV. It hasn't moved, not even a bit yet. It's just kind of flat here in after hours. Closed the regular session $1.50 a share, up 1% on the day, but trading on very low volume. And nothing really going on with it right now. See income statement. Yeah, I mean, they had some profitability last year in Q3. I suppose that's nice to see, but other than that, out of the past 5 quarters, they've been losing money, negative net income. So yeah, just kind of as I suspected, not really something I would probably invest in. But hey, maybe if you have a little tiny percentage of your portfolio, maybe reserved for speculative or high risk stuff, maybe you could take a little dabble in it if you want. But not financial advice, just really not my cup of tea. It was very, very light earnings week this week, so there wasn't really a lot to choose from. Went over a few tickers yesterday. Going to go over these two today. Tomorrow, I'm actually, instead of doing like an earnings stream, number one, there's really no one reporting tomorrow. But I figure 4 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, I'll kind of give everyone a little sneak peek at some of the types of trading I do, like how I create weekly and monthly income by selling options. So tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern, that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. Maybe just kind of talk for about 30 minutes and go over, basically just explain the strategies that I trade a little bit. Won't give too much out, but definitely give everyone an idea of how I trade and the types of trading strategies that I use. Let's go back to the sticks. Yeah, so I'm not going to be surprised if we don't get any action on these two. It's 4:11 p.m. So Franklin Covey Company, they're supposed to report here in about 3 more minutes. So maybe we'll get some action on that one because this is a $24 stock here. And it's got a little bit of volatility going on. Some flickering candles going on, but like I said, the spread between the bid and the ask is a bit wide right now, so that's why these candles are printing like this. And let's look at some other things. Went over the income statement a little bit on Franklin. Out of the okay, so they're coming off a negative net income earnings. Before that, they were positive 4 earnings in a row before that. Death Gun on Discord, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Don't got anything too exciting today, but got Franklin Covey supposed to be reporting earnings in a few minutes. $24 stock. And then ZENV, ticker symbol ZENV, is supposed to be reporting like any minute now. They're located in Brazil, so we really didn't get an exact time when they're going to report. But their earnings web call isn't until tomorrow. All right, getting a little bit of movement on Franklin. Kind of just wicked down at 23.70 there for a second. Now it's back just below 24. Let me check my other screen here and see if we got any info I can give out. And the link on the bottom of my screen, that's how you get to the ZENV earnings web call. That's not going to be until tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. Sentiment on Franklin has kind of been quiet and flat lately. Let's see here. Wall Street expects a negative 0.04 loss. Okay, and that's a 67.5 million revenue. There's not really any surprise being priced in, so we'll see. Look at a few other things here. Okay, it looks like the earnings are out, okay, for FC. So I'll post those results first, and then we'll go over it a little bit. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's see if it prints out on one screen here. It's kind of cut off a little bit. That's okay. Let me do this real quick. So I'm going to post these results for Franklin, but I want to try and get it on one page. Okay. All right, this is what I'm going to do. Now everyone's waiting patiently here. Franklin Covey's results are out. And we'll go over the year-over-year numbers. Okay, this should all fit on one page now. Let's see. Okay, that should be fine. All right, so this is what we got. The EPS came in at negative 0.11. The forecast was negative 0.04, so they missed EPS. And the revenue came in at 67.12 million. The forecast was 67.49 million. So double miss on Franklin Covey. Okay, so double miss. And for the EPS, they missed it by 197%. And also the EPS is down 126% from the same time last year. Last year, their EPS was 0.43 positive. So they missed EPS big time. Investors aren't going to like that too much. Revenue, they missed. They didn't miss revenue by a lot, but it is down 8.5% year over year. The same time last year, their revenue was 73.3 million. They just reported a little over 67 million. So double miss by Franklin Covey. And again, they're in the what their company does is they're a global content and solutions company focused on individual and organizational performance improvement. So they're in the professional and business education industry, if you will. And the company provides professional services in 150 countries and territories around the world. Its segments include North America, international direct offices, international licenses, education practice, corporate and other. This is interesting. The North America segment offers organizations to solve the problems that require change in human behavior, including leadership, productivity, execution, trust, and sales performance. So the segment includes sales personnel and operations that serve the United States and Canada. Interesting. Really didn't know too much about this company before today, but they double missed. So they missed EPS and missed revenue. They didn't miss revenue by too much. I think it's more the EPS is kind of what's hurting them, because that's just down a whole lot. They missed forecast by 197%, and the EPS is down 126% year over year. So that's not too good. Let's see if I got anything on ZENV yet. So it's almost 420. Nope, still don't have anything on ZENV. We might not get their earnings during this stream. You know, sometimes when they're located overseas, like the ZENV, they're located in Brazil. So I mean, I'm not really finding an exact time when they're supposed to be reporting, but we see that, you know, when they're located overseas, international, if you will, the actual time they report is kind of in a gray area a little bit. But we did find out when they're going to be doing their earnings web call, and that's tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. So they could report anytime, so there is a scheduled time for the earnings webcast tomorrow at 10 a.m. So they could report the actual data any time between now and tomorrow morning. Yeah, we can look at Sam Swing on X. Yeah, we can take a look at MSTR. Of course, everyone knows they're the biggest holder of Bitcoin. Yeah, their chart looks real interesting, doesn't it? And they were in the 500s last year. Trading above 400, closed the regular session at $402.28 a share, up 7.7%. They just had earnings in May. Okay, their next earnings is at the end of this month or early August. We will kind of give a little time frame there. But yeah, technical analysis wise, I mean, it's got a nice strong green day today. Of course, I wonder how many people loaded into puts after yesterday, and then today was just a 180, right? Because that was a pretty solid red candle I had yesterday. Let's see what it was. Yeah, yesterday it was down 7.6%. Today it's up 7.7%. So definitely retraced all that. Resistance 1 is going to be the top of the candle from 2 days ago. That's Monday's candle. June 30th, Monday, June 30th just passed. It's a little above 407. Short-term resistance. Short-term support. Probably going to be the bottom of today's candle, what I would think. I got my 21 EMA here. It's right around 383. Like low 380s, probably be some support. I mean, today was just a big green candle. So let's see, I already filled this gap from May too. I had this little gap here that was kind of unresolved. That got filled on Monday. But yeah, it's getting back up to the top of the price, the high of the price that it's been at before. All-time high 543 a share, but resistance 1 probably around 410, and then R2 probably like 430 would be the top of when it was getting rejected back here. This was just a few months ago, about a month and a half ago, like 45 days ago. Was trying to break above 430 and just couldn't do it. Too many sellers up there waiting. Sold off, bottomed out around 360. You call it 360, make it easier. But yeah, it's just kind of stuck in that range right now between 360 and 430. Just kind of in the middle of it a little bit. It's just simple technical analysis, really, I'm going over, but we can take a look at it like this. We definitely want it to break out of this descending channel that it's kind of in right now. So after it topped out on Monday, and then we had that red candle yesterday, I mean, technically it's in a descending channel. So for the bulls, it'd be nice if it could break out of this descending channel, and then of course it'd be up there in the 430s before you know it. So just maybe keep your eye on that, and I'd like to see Monday's high get broken. That's around 407 and some change. It can break Monday's high, that level of interest will go away, and next stop, could make a nice run around the 430s. But just be careful when it gets back to the 430s. You'd see these top wicks on these candles. There's obviously sellers waiting up there. So, I think it could be, if we can get over Monday's high, I think it'd be a nice trade back to the 420s, 430s. But if it was me, not financial advice, and we did get back to there, I would look for resistance around 430. That'd be my profit taking area. If you're just doing like a swing trade or something like that. I'm going to go back to ZENV real quick, just to see if there's any movement on the price. And there is not. Same thing with this stock. Just trading on low volume, so the spread between the bid and ask is just too wide right now. Franklin Covey, So anyways, just to summarize, Franklin Covey did double miss. They missed EPS, they missed revenue. They didn't miss revenue by a lot. It's the EPS that was a lot more worse than what the revenue was. Year over year numbers, they just got crushed on that. So, but all in all, it's not really down too much. I mean, it closed the regular session at $24.17, sitting at 23.45, down 72 cents a share. But again, they did double miss, so I'm not surprised that they're down 3% in after hours. Let me just check a few more things real quick. And again, for people just joining the stream, tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern, I'm not doing an earnings stream, but I am gonna talk about more in depth the types of trades that I do. Tomorrow I'm gonna go over the different trading strategies that I use, and basically how I target weekly and monthly income by writing contracts. So tomorrow at 4 p.m., just kind of planting a seed. Hopefully everyone can make it. I think that'll be a fun stream than just going over earnings on companies. We'll actually take a peek under the hood and look at some of the ways that I trade. So tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern, probably be like 30, 45-minute stream, but I think it'll be fun. And of course, tomorrow's a half day. So now there is after hours. So the regular session does end at 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, but there is extended hours price action from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. So I just want to make that clear. I was talking about that in the Discord earlier. Most everyone knows tomorrow's a half day and the markets are closed Friday, but not too many people knew there was still an after-hour session tomorrow from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. So it's good to know, okay, if you didn't know. But yeah, let's take a look at a few other things. Yeah, just as I expected. This is from the earnings time. Just a nice little graphic from earnings time on Franklin Covey. So again, I think what looks the worst is their EPS. It's down 126% year over year. That's really not good for them. Okay. Nonetheless, it is a $20. It's not like they're a penny stock. So, but they missed EPS by quite a bit, and expected revenue kind of came in line. So, like I said, not too bad on the revenue. Maybe that's why they haven't really sold off a lot, because the revenue came in line. But almost 4:30 p.m. Eastern. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, yeah, Defkin on Discord came out with profit today. Very nice. Yeah, a bunch of us in the premium section, we were making some good money on Tesla. I was actually trading TSLL after the selling on Tesla yesterday. Here, I'll just pull the chart up real quick right before I end the stream. But of course, Tesla had a really bad pre-market yesterday. It was down a bit. Basically, after it sold off in pre-market, it basically just kind of range bound and traded sideways, kind of like a little ping pong all day. But I considered it a decent dip buy. And I actually opened up some bullish spreads on TSLL. I was right close to the money with my strike prices, and those paid off really well this morning. And yeah, if anyone bought that Tesla dip, you should have got paid pretty well. I mean, Tesla was trading, when it was trading yesterday, range bound. It broke down into the 290s quite a few times, and just kind of ping ponged a little bit above 300, a little bit below 300, and just kind of using 300 as the mean, if you will, the median. But if you scooped that up yesterday, you should have got paid pretty well today, as did a lot of people in the Discord. Some people were playing TSLL. Some people were playing actual Tesla. There was a few others, and it was nice making money on Tesla, because I know Tesla can be real volatile, and sometimes it doesn't always work out with that one. I think obviously Tesla's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. It's a $300 stock. You know what I mean? It's going to be fine. It's just very, very volatile with, this Elon Musk being involved kind of on a little bit on the politics side, if you will, and the time he spent with Trump, with Doge, and getting involved with the feds a little bit. But apparently he's all done with that, and now he's focusing on his companies, on where he should be. So, it was nice to make some money on a little dip buy on Tesla, and we had a lot of fun doing it. But yeah, it's about 4:30 p.m. So I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. But again, just a reminder, tomorrow, put it on your calendar, 4 p.m. Eastern. I will be streaming on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, X, and kind of showing everyone a more in-depth look at the actual strategies that I trade. And I mainly write contracts. Most of my trades are sell to open. So if you've always wondered, and I do a lot of spreads as well, if you've always wondered like what that trading looks like, come see me tomorrow. It's a free stream, doesn't cost anything. 4 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. And be ready to party, all right? Because I plan on having fun with it. Oh yeah, Donkey on Twitch. Trump wants to deport him now. Yeah, they're just like two friends arguing, like two high school friends that don't like each other no more, arguing. It's actually been entertaining watching them go back and forth. We've been having a good time kind of witnessing it. I mean, who would have thought we'd see anything like that with the president of the United States? And it's been a wild ride with them too, and it definitely has been entertaining. But yeah, Satan Donkey on Twitch. I appreciate you. Appreciate you coming to hang out, and happy Wednesday to you as well. But again, tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern, come ready to hang out, and I'll give everyone a little peek under the hood on exactly the types of trades that I do to target weekly and monthly income. But I appreciate everyone, love everyone to death. Hope everyone has a great night, and especially for the Discord members, if you ever need anything, just shoot me a DM. I'm always real good at getting back to people pretty quickly, even if you just want to bounce a trade idea off me. I'll give you my honest opinion, what I think. But yeah, hope everyone has a great night, and I'll be back tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern, and I'll see everyone in the next stream. Cheers.